Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 220th episode of the Poorly Planned Podcast. My name is Benedict. You may know me better as BHL Hudson. Here we talk about movies, TV shows, a bunch of nonsense. With me, as always, is my friend, co-host, and of course, Valentine's Day buddy, Frederick.
God.
Get over here.
Let's get it over with.
Bring it in.
This is why we brought on the camera.
Happy. Actually, is this going up on Valentine's Day?
I think the day after. No.
Okay.
Yeah, the day after Valentine's Day, I think.
Yeah.
Or the day before?
Is the 12th Valentine's Day?
No, the 14th. Also, it's coming up the 13th, so the day before Valentine's Day.
Clearly been single for too long. Is the 12th Valentine's Day?
That's my birthday, though.
It is your birthday, so in many ways.
In a way,
the most
important romantic day.
But yeah, well, happy Valentine's Day in advance. Not to say that the podcast isn't normally romantic. But we're getting extra sweet and cuddly today.
We're getting into the nooks and crannies of it all.
But today, we are doing a bit of a topic pod.
Ooh.
We're talking best and worst date movies.
God, that's so topical.
It's right.
God. Happy Valentine's Day.
Literally months in advance, I planned this. We're going to be talking a few different categories of this. Because I was thinking initially, just best and worst date movies generally could get kind of stale. So it would just be like, best, The Notebook. And then like worst, like, I don't know, Saw or something. I don't fucking know.
I think that's still kind of a goated.
That would be good. Well, I don't know. That goes hard. I feel like there's questions for your date. But instead, I was thinking we could talk, first of all, a little bit about some movies that we've been on dates to that either went hard or were disastrous.
Yeah.
We can talk a little bit about some general ones. Also from maybe experience, also some I've listed here, particularly in the worst category, some that I've heard of from other people.
Okay. Yeah, you do have a good circle of people who go to cinema quite a lot.
Well, yeah, and people who've been on, people with no riz, who've taken people on the most inexplicable movie dates. Including my dad. Actually, I have one here listed as a poor choice my dad made back in the day.
Oh, I thought a recent thing. I was like,
this week. And then I was thinking, we did a little 2026 preview, but we can preview, given that it's Valentine's Day coming up for this year, which movies coming up would be good date movies,
and which ones would be truly horrific date
poor
movies.
choices. Yeah, ones to avoid on
ones
dates.
that Papa Hudson might make.
Yeah. So yeah, I say we just
I like this. I like the plan.
We just sort of dive into it.
I like the whole idea of this.
Yeah, there are time codes down below. Real quick, actually, a Valentine's Day anecdote I have.
Ooh.
It's going to be a good one.
Is it going to get sensual?
Actually, not at all, but that's part of the story.
Oh, I see. It's a complete lack of sensuality.
Yeah, but it's fun that's been on the mind for a while, and honestly, and I swear, I'm not just telling this story to make myself look a little bit goated. It's more as a as a throwing it out in the universe, where in case this person
begging
sees this,
for a woman to please meet me at some point.
Yeah, that I think the Poorly Planned Podcast would be the wrong forum to do that in.
Proposed through the pod.
But yeah, more just throwing it out there in case this person ever were to see this as sort of just sending a message to the universe. I think I might have told you this story, but last year when I was working on the Jack Ryan film set in New York. Do you remember the Jack Ryan film set fumble?
I do remember the Jack Ryan film set fumble.
But basically, I was working.
I did not know this would be made public ever.
Well, I have to. Yeah, as you'll see, this is sort of a cry into the abyss.
This is your boombox moment.
Yeah. But I was working as a PA on the set in New York, and there was I don't know how much I can or can't reveal, but there was a bit where we were outside filming, and my job was to lock down the set along with a lot of the other PAs.
Sounds very ominous.
Of where you stop people from walking into the shot, basically.
Yeah.
And between the takes, I was standing there doing my job, and I think one of the extras, although I've never actually confirmed this, but I think she was dressed sort of in the costume of the extras. This woman walks up to me, and she's like, "Hey, sorry, excuse me." And I thought, like, this was like my first proper day, and I was like, I was already kind of like freaking out a bit, and I was like, fuck, what did I do? And she said, I'm sorry if you noticed me like staring at you, but you have like the most, she said something like the most like piercing blue eyes, and like I had to, something along those lines. And I was taken aback, and I was not ready to be put in this situation. And I was ready to, roll out the BHL game, of course. And at that exact moment, some fucking guy starts walking across the, like, the self-established barrier of the film set. And in my mind, I have like the calculation of like, okay, if I keep talking to her, that guy's gonna go on the set, and this is again my first sort of proper day here. I'm probably gonna get in trouble. This is probably not good.
They're gonna fire me immediately.
Or I turn away and deal with this right now. And in that split second, so she said this to me, and I just stand there and I just turn around immediately. I'm like, sorry, man, you can't walk here. We're filming here. Can you hold on for a second? And I turn back, and she's just gone. She disappeared.
No!
And it was just beyond, not that anything, would have happened, but more than anything, I just feel so bad because it was just such a pleasant, nice thing,
sweet compliment,
a nice gesture, and it feels like I just totally ghosted her, and I hope she doesn't feel that I just just fuck off.
This is one of those where you're gonna meet in like 20 years, and you're gonna say, "Oh, I'm sorry I didn't get to respond to you. I've been thinking about you ever since."
That's what she'll say to me.
That's what she'll. Yeah, exactly.
I don't really care, though.
It was so heroic the way you tackled that man off the movie set.
So heroic how you tased that innocent civilian as he was walking.
That innocent old man that really was not actually crossing the boundary.
A mother with her like stroller.
Hey, you!
Shut the fuck up!
Spear!
But yeah, so kind of a brutal one. But hey, if you ever see this,
cry into the abyss here.
Yeah, just my bad. I wasn't trying to be rude.
And my eyes are beautiful and blue. Thank you.
No, you were right. You were spitting on that. I appreciate it. Yeah, there were actually. We'll move on, but there were a couple funny moments, like the guy who asked me if I was Jewish randomly. I think I told you about this. Like I was just standing there, and genuine new girl moment where he just walked to me and he goes, "You Jewish?" No? And he was like, okay. And he just walked away. I was like,
what was his possible goal with that?
What would you have done if I said yes?
That's a very ominous, just kind of, you Jewish? No?
Yeah.
I'll see you later then.
Yeah, a bit of an odd one. But anyway, we go back to the topic.
Yes.
Best and worst date movies.
Mm-hmm. Now that you've established your potential for romantic stuff out in public, but
yes,
epic failures.
Yeah. The final note on it is that like a woman coming up to me and being like, "Your eyes are so beautiful," don't happen every day. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So it feels like an extra wasted part of my life.
God, that's one of those you'll think back on like, fuck.
But it is what it is. We move on. Anyway, with that in mind,
let's do it.
Should we just talk a little Valentine celebration, best and worst
please.
date movies? Honestly, actually, I think we can start with the more general ones to sort of get into before we get more personal, and then we get 2026.
I like it.
General ones, I've tried to think outside the box here.
Okay.
For best, because of course, The Notebook, Titanic, etc. These are classic romantic choices.
Ones.
But in terms of more, my first one here, best date movie.
The Human Centipede.
Human Centipede 3. The one where they're in a prison or something.
Don't pretend like you don't know exactly what happens in the Human Centipede 3.
I was an extra.
The one where they're maybe tied to each other's buttholes. I don't know.
Yeah, I would assume that happens at all. I'd be pretty disappointed if I went to the Human Centipede and no one was tied to someone's butthole.
Pretty disappointed.
Yeah, I want my money back.
I know you'd be fuming.
I'm going to throw out Baby Driver as a peak date movie.
Oh, okay.
And of course, this is sort of also when it came out, but also at home kind of situation. Because Baby Driver, I think in general, like an easy to watch blockbuster. Something that is both action packed.
Yeah.
A lot of fun music, very, very visceral. Bit of a cheesy romance in there.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think it also has potential, even though I love Baby Driver, there are some kind of silly moments. The romance is a bit cheesy. There's a bit of potential to make fun of it slightly.
There is discussion potential.
Yeah,
it's as you say, it's an easy watch in a good way, where it's very digestible but still a good movie. Exactly.
Yeah. No, it's a very, I don't want to say mainstream NPC movie, but it's a very safe bet where like you're not going to really, and of course there's a bit of a little violence and drama, which can be a bit, like a horror movie is good for a date movie. It makes it a bit tense and
exactly.
That's
oh my God, it's Buddy. Fuck.
When Jamie Foxx gets fucking kebab skewered, the most romantic scene. That's when you go in for the kiss, everyone.
You're like, guys, take notes here.
But yeah, I feel like Baby Driver sort of is an all-round that kind of vibe. Goes pretty hard for
a date movie. I can absolutely see that as a very good date movie.
And I've never met anyone who, at the very least, didn't like Baby Driver. Like, I've met people who have varying degrees of interest in it, but there's never been anyone who's like, oh, what a terrible
movie.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think that's a good general recipe for this, where the fact that a little bit of action where it's easy to digest, especially if the date's maybe not someone who's super into movies. Because I feel like if you go to like a deep drama or something like that, a lot of the time it can be a bit deep and you wouldn't sit and have like the best time. Whereas this one, very, very nice, very easy to watch, fun watch. But again, also stuff to talk about, like how the romance in the movie is actually kind of mid.
It is a little bit goofy.
A little kind of goofy. I remember you were a big defender of it back in the day.
Well, I was
baby.
It was literally me. No, probably shouldn't say that about Ansel Elgort as well. I don't know what he's been up to lately, but
is he?
I think he had some allegations.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Why do you think he hasn't been around?
I don't know. I just assumed he peaked.
He peaked. I made the movie Billionaire Boys Club. Time to retire. No, I don't know what he's up to. But anyway,
well, happy Valentine's Day.
Also, actually, yeah. If you think about Baby Driver, Ansel Elgort, couple allegations, Kevin Spacey.
Many allegations.
One or two allegations.
What is Kevin Spacey cooking?
That's a Hood Classic BHL2 video. Yeah. So putting that aside, though, what a date movie.
What an amazing date movie.
Yeah. Yeah. By the way, if you have any,
I'll just let you list it off, and if any come to mind, it's
Well, on the other side of the spectrum, on the worst, and it's interesting because this is actually I'll start with this because this is a real life true story. A guy I knew in high school. And a girl I knew in high school. They were a part of our friend group. They started dating. And I just thought this was the fucking most hilarious first and second date two people have ever been on.
Okay. Lay it on me.
Because he told me the first one, I was like, okay, that's an interesting choice. And the second, I was like, bro, what's wrong with you?
What's going
Why
on
would
here?
you do this?
Okay.
First date was Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Now, not the worst ever.
It's just a strange choice,
It's
I think.
3-hour Tarantino movie referential I think slow burn with a crazy action scene at the end.
It's one of those where I think it very much depends on the interest of the date, because if you've got a date who's into movies, I think it could be a good one.
But she was not like a very into movies type of person.
Okay, then it's not a good choice.
It's a weird choice, yeah. And then but the kicker was then, a few months later, it was like, oh yeah, we went out to the cinema and saw Joker. On a second date.
God. Okay.
Double feature Once Upon a Time in Hollywood Joker date movie.
This is
Bro is not cooking.
Bro's not cooking up
and
anything
by the way,
nice
it is who you're thinking of. I'm not gonna say, I'll tell you later, but it's a certain
I can Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we know.
Who's the most rizless man in my high school? No, but yeah. And then
if you're listening, what the fuck?
You know who you are.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah, they might listen to this. I'm sorry, you're not Rizless, you're fine, I guess. I don't know.
But those choices were dookie. So.
But to his credit, though, to their credit, they stayed together for a number of years afterwards somehow.
But are they together now?
Nah.
Well, there you go. So I think that stems back to that double choice
the
right
slow burn effect of the movie Joker.
That's the Cliff Booth effect. Yeah. Interesting choices.
Yeah. Because it's also, I don't know, I think, like I was saying with Baby Driver, there's like a sprinkle of violence that keeps it sort of, it's sort of exciting and dramatic when Jamie Foxx gets skewered or whatever, gets spit roasted.
That's when Jamie gets spit roasted. That's maybe the most romantic and hot scene in cinema.
But in something like, I don't know, the movie Joker, when he shoots those guys in the subway, that's not really at what point do you hold her hand in the movie Joker?
At what point do you hold your hand when he's crying and shooting Murray in the face?
Yeah, or when he's like shitting himself inside a refrigerator or whatever happens in Joker.
Whoa.
That's vaguely something like that happens.
That's when you kiss? Yeah. That's when you put on the schmoove, the old around the shoulder?
Just Joaquin sobbing and cooing. The movie Joker.
That's just an average Joaquin day. Joaquin sobbing and pooing. That's his audition tape. He immediately gets handed the role.
Yeah. Do you want to make 5 Joker movies?
Do you want to make the next one a musical? Just on. Do you want to go best worst kind of thing? Because I've got another worst.
You can do it. There's no rules to this.
Okay. This is just also in relation to. I recently went on a ski trip. And yes. I was told this, which also kind of, I don't think it technically, I don't know if it counts as a first date, but there's a guy on the ski trip, delightful guy, but we, on that trip, we watched the movie Oldboy.
Yes.
Are you familiar?
I am, of course.
And so, as we were watching that, he goes, me and my girlfriend went on multiple dates had multiple dates where we watched this movie. This is her favorite movie. And I'm just thinking, Oldboy. It's hold up now. First of all, I think it's a great movie.
Yes,
but as a favorite movie and as a date movie, maybe the greatest mood killer of all time. Because I mean, can we talk spoilers for Oldboy real quick?
Spoilers for Oldboy.
It is maybe it's a very incestuous movie, let's just say.
Yeah.
There's a brother and sister, and at the end it's also revealed that the main guy has been having sex with his daughter.
Yes.
And so I just imagine sitting there as a date, and you're watching this unfold, and also a very kind of like gut-wrenching scene at the end when he's kind of like begging.
Yeah.
Not great. Oh, also, at the end of Oldboy, he gets hypnotized back into trying to not remember that he's having sex with his daughter. Well, what's up with that? Crazy Oldboy moment. But anyways, I just think that stuff is...
I don't know if you got the ending of Oldboy.
I don't think I did.
But I don't think it's so he could have more sex with his daughter.
He wants to have more sex with his daughter.
Yeah. That's not what the ending of Oldboy is about. But no, I agree that's... Again, to each their own, and it is a great film. I appreciate lovers of cinema, but if that movie, like, I'm not gonna say gets you in the mood, because a date movie doesn't have to, but if I don't know, if you're watching that in a romantical setting, I have questions.
Exactly, because they did say it was in a romantic setting, and
that movie makes you want to never have sex ever again.
That movie, dude, after that movie, I felt so, like, physically uncomfortable. I was like, what the fuck is going on?
I genuinely, I didn't like Oldboy that much the first time I saw it, because it was sort of so...
Such a hard watch.
Yeah, it was just like, I just felt so unpleasant afterwards.
Exactly. So if that's what puts you in the mood, then... But so that's one I heard on the ski trip.
No, that's very interesting.
And after having watched it, I was like, that's terrible.
Yeah, no, that's a bit of a rough one. Yeah. I mean, yeah, again, I guess it depends on the person, the relationship. I actually, I went on a date not too long ago with someone who said that they watched The Handmaiden with their ex-boyfriend, which is another film from the same director.
I also watched The Handmaiden on this
trip.
You did?
Oh, shit. Well, again, not a very sexy movie.
No.
But I don't know, like...
Not great.
But, okay, because the director's Park Chan-wook. Is this the Park Chan-wook effect? Because I also invited a girl on a date to see his new movie in the cinema.
Is that the...
No Other Choice.
No Other Choice.
Which I would argue is the... It's not a sexy movie, but it's not as unsexy as the other two.
Okay.
But yeah, so is Park Chan-wook like the secret cinema Riz Lord? Sorry,
I don't know about...
Let's cut that.
Yeah, the secret cinema Riz Lord for just having a bunch of weird incestuous stuff.
And like, The Handmaiden is also fucked up, but great. I mean, fucking great movie.
I think The Handmaiden is it doesn't make you feel as shit.
Well, it's less overtly about having sex with a family member.
Yeah, exactly.
I suppose.
If that's the bar we're trying to clear for the Valentine Day movies.
Yeah. No, yeah. I mean, I think, again, in the spirit of, like, you could name a bunch of sad movies. I think there are a lot of, like, horrible, like, incest movies that could be up there. But so interesting. I have questions for these friends of yours.
Yeah, we went on and genuinely, this wasn't even that intentional. We just reflected on it afterwards. But we did watch 3 movies on this trip, and all 3 had themes of incest in them. Because we also watched Barbarian. And
yes, yeah.
And so
God.
So anyways,
that's pretty...
Happy Valentine's Day.
Great pod for Valentine's.
Hope you're having a good time with your family members this day.
Put this on with your girlfriend in the car. God. Yeah, that's a bit disturbing. I mean, 3 great movies.
3 great movies.
But, very disturbing. Yeah, well, I guess I can do my other worst from, like, something I've heard from people.
Please.
This is the Papa Hudson worst.
Oh, God.
Because, and I guess...
I'm very afraid of what this is going to be.
I don't think this is actually that bad of an idea, but just it's funny because it has come up where my mom will say, like, yeah, this was not a fun experience, where they went to see...
Oh, so this was with your mom? This wasn't back in his bachelor days?
Yeah, in his city boy era. No, it was...
not in Papa Hudson's city boy era.
This was back in 94, where they went and saw the movie Pulp Fiction together in the cinema.
Okay.
And my mom was not a fan.
Interesting.
She thought it was very... she thought it was, a great movie. She appreciated the art of it all. But she... she's not a big Tarantino fan. She's not a fan of, the sort of the hyper violence. I can imagine she was not a fan of the basement scene.
Basement scene,
I would imagine that was a bit of a rough one. So yeah, again, not the, like, conceptually, sort of like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. It's not like a Joker situation where I'd be like, why would you do that?
What are you doing? Do you want this relationship to end immediately?
But it ended up being ultimately a bit of a
Okay.
A bit of a stinker for Papa Hudson.
I see. So the Papa Hudson Rizless moment there. But,
a little bit, yeah.
I mean, I can, in defense of Papa Hudson, I don't know if this was his intention, but I can, and obviously this is with hindsight, having already seen Pulp Fiction, but I would imagine kind of like most people wouldn't find that to be a terrible date movie.
And I mean,
like, I think there's stuff to talk about. There's some decently fun moments.
Yeah, and it's one of the,
It's one of the best movies.
You couldn't know at the time, but yeah, going to a date to like one of the best movies ever, that's pretty cool. Yeah.
But it is also, as you say, like very overtly violent.
There's a lot of violence
there's the whole gimp scene.
Rape and stuff, yeah.
So
not ideal.
I think we're just slowly honing in on the fact that incest and like sexual assault
movies
maybe not the best for Valentine's Day to get you in the mood.
I mean, again, this was sort of like, well, why I think we could do more.
I think we've cracked the code.
This could very easily devolve into just like, I don't think whatever other incest movie we think of would be bad. So yeah, those are some off the top of the dome.
Yeah.
I thought real quick we could do a little quick fun segment. Ooh, get excited. No,
okay. What is the sponsorship you're about to announce?
Blue Chew? No, I don't know. But where we talk some personal movies that were kind of goated dates and some that were less goated.
Yes.
And or I mean some of these. What was I cooking? I was thinking when I was putting this down.
Well, what the hell was I bloody thinking? I will say you've probably got a bit more to say to this because you're a big movie dater man.
I am, yeah.
You thought there was a put down coming up or what?
Because you like can't hold down a relationship.
Because you can't lock that shit down,
You're perpetually single and sad and pathetic. And my little gimp. That's what I was thinking.
I think you put some slight words in my mouth. You're sad and pathetic in my little gimp point. So.
But no, that is a good point. Yeah, but can I just say actually real quick, a little tangent. I think the cinema date,
fantastic,
and I think it's such bullshit when people criticize the cinema date. When the dates I take to the cinema say this is a lame date.
When they say, why are we watching Joker 2?
Yeah. Because everyone, it's such a brain dead argument. Everyone's always like, oh, you're in the cinema, it's like dark and you're not talking, you're watching a movie.
No, but
you go for a little meal beforehand.
You ever heard of talking and meeting beforehand?
You don't have to just walk into the cinema and sit silently next to each other.
You meet in the seats.
Yeah, you walk in halfway through the movie.
But can I also just, I think it's a perfect mix because you can meet before and talk, obviously get to know each other a little bit, but if it's a first date especially, there is a little bit of, there's maybe some nerves and stuff like that. Instead of having that as a distraction, I think you ease into it.
It's an activity, which I think is, a nice thing for a first date to sort of break the ice. After the movie, something to talk about.
And during the movie, you might, you're sitting there, you might touch have a little hand holding.
A little La La Land hand touch. Do the yawn technique.
The yawn.
2 hours.
Just 2 random dudes sitting next to you. Oh, fellas.
What are we thinking?
Should I go for it?
Yeah, and also, again, meet up beforehand, have a little food. And by the way, also, if the food dinner date beforehand maybe isn't, the best thing ever, then boom, you have an easy out. You're going to the movies.
Bam.
Then we're going home.
Exactly. You don't need to talk.
Bang.
There's multiple avenues for success and or U-turns.
Yeah, and bro, what's the better alternative? Going fucking bowling or something?
I think bowling is kind of
outta here.
Bowling is kind of a goated.
I mean, it's a good date, but
I really want to go bowling. Actually,
this is my way of broaching the subject. But
no, I agree. I think people who say that going to the movies is a lame date, I don't get it.
Are lame themselves
and are just scared because they don't think they can hold down a girl. That sounds very. That's not what I mean. You know what I mean. They can't keep it going.
Yeah.
Throughout it. So.
I guess.
So what?
So anyway, personal date movies. I can run through the list here of ones that I think went pretty hard.
Okay.
And for the record, this is less about the actual.
I'm very excited for the movies that you're about to.
Because I'm not.
This went incredibly hard. Now you three me.
Yeah, it's not about I'm not trying to get into my personal details of like how the date went, whatever. Because the worst movies here that I have, most of these dates were generally. I've never really been on a bad cinema date. These were fine dates, but like I just look at the movie, I'm like, why did I take a girl to see Morbius? You know what I mean? So anyway, we'll talk about it.
That's definitely something we need to talk about.
But positives
on and off the air.
Yeah. The movie Long Shot, which I feel like I'm the only human being who's seen.
What is that?
This was
What's
in
going
2019, the Seth Rogen, Charlize Theron romantic comedy.
Long Shot.
Where Charlize Theron, I believe, plays the president of the United States, and Seth Rogen is like her chauffeur or something.
What is going on?
It was really good. It was very
What are you
enjoyable.
talking about?
It's a great movie. It's not a great movie.
This is clearly some fever dream you had.
There's a part, I believe, and not... I mean, I could be wrong about this, but I think this happened. I think Seth Rogen comes on the camera or something to that effect. There's a Seth Rogen come scene. I remember that at least.
So when Seth Rogen comes onto my POV, that really got me in the mood for Valentine's. And you're saying this is one of the best movies for a date.
Because, I mean, also, I'll be honest, this is sort of fraudulent because a few of these date movies are like dates with girls I was already dating.
Yeah.
But, so this wasn't like a first date kind of thing.
Okay.
But with the girl I was dating at the time, this was just a really delightful... Again, I shouldn't have opened with Seth Rogen POV fucking bukkake shot, but...
Yeah, I don't know.
But I think there's like the people have bemoaned the lack of comedies in cinema and romantic comedies. You don't really get that many rom-coms in the cinema anymore.
That's true,
And
I
this
guess.
this was sort of, I feel like the last hurrah, the long shot movies, the last hurrah of a genre.
Is the long shot referring to his long shot?
That's a very good point, actually.
Is it?
I don't think so. I think it was more because she was like the president and he was her fucking chef or something. But
You said chauffeur and then chef.
I don't know. He was some detail. She might not have been the president. I don't know. But she was in some higher position.
Bro,
and
never watched this movie.
But yeah, no, that was a fun time.
Okay. I see that.
I also would put in here, well, the movie Maleficent 2, but that was more because we ditched school class to go see a movie in the middle of the day. That was fun. That's more of a personal thing. Titanic, low-key the most goated cinema date I've been on.
Okay.
Because it was in Gintofte Kino, first of all. Shout out, one of our favorite cinemas where we filmed Pod 100, not to dox it, but
Exactly.
oh well,
exactly.
we've probably already done that.
Yeah, I'm sure we've doxed hella people and places already.
But it's like a classic old school cinema with one big screen, super comfy seats. And to see, this was, I feel like, also one of the first older movies like re-released I saw in the cinema.
Okay.
It was during the pandemic and one of those like, bubbles where stuff opened up back again.
Yeah.
So you could there was sort of the excitement of that. It's in this really nice area. There's like a lake around there.
It is a nice, very, very nice area.
And summertime.
The cinema is also just, like, we love going to our usual cinema, but Gintofte, there's something romantic about it. There's something a bit more old-timey about it.
No, it feels like the La La Land, whatever, the Rialto or wherever they're at.
Yeah.
It has that kind of vibe. And yeah, and just Titanic, the most sort of iconic sort of date romance movie.
But
plus, it was also pretty. I love Titanic because it has all the romance stuff at the front, and then has this fucking it just sharp U-turn into like horror action movie in the second half.
Yeah.
It's great stuff.
So,
and there was an intermission. It was so nice.
It's the best experience of my life. Okay, I see that. I mean, for me, I think Titanic is it's a good movie. It's a little bit of an overhyped movie, so I think I like it. I think it's a good movie, but it's not really something I wanna watch in the. I hate it. No, I feel like it's one of those that everyone's already kind of seen, so seeing it in the cinema was obviously a cool experience. But for me, I don't think that would be like the date movie.
Okay, well, I guess maybe I do have a little more fondness for it because of that.
Yeah, no, that's fair. That's very fair. I will say this is not in the cinema, but this was a date night, where me and my girlfriend we watched Me Before You. And I think that is a really good movie as well for a date because
is that a Marsden? No,
it's
Clark.
It's Clark and
some Marsden lookalike.
And what's his name?
Fraudulent Marsden.
Fraudulent Marsden. Finnick from The Hunger Games.
Sam Claflin.
Sam Claflin.
Don't say that like that's a name actor.
Sam
of
Claflin.
course, it's Sam Claflin.
I know Sam Claflin. He's great. He's handsome. He's very handsome. But I think that's also a very, very good because it's very sweet. It's very wholesome, but it's also quite sad. So you do get the kind of like sitting there, kind of like comforting each other after the movie because of the sad things that happen. I think that's a good one for a date as well because you're sitting there, you're laughing, you're finding it very wholesome. Then the end is quite tragic, I think, and then both something to talk about, something to sit and like cry together about. I think it's a beautiful one.
It covers the romantic spectrum of joy and melancholy.
It's beautiful.
Very nice.
It's beautiful.
So
have you seen it?
No. And
it's actually great. I think it's such a great movie.
To be clear, this is not the time traveling in a lake Harrison Ford movie, right?
What did you just say to me?
You watched a movie
Time traveling
with
in a
Harrison
lake.
Ford where a woman falls in a lake and she goes back in time and she's dating Harrison Ford or something. This is your
Are you talking
movie.
about? Oh, are you talking about Adelaide?
Yeah, something like that.
I think.
Okay, that's a different thing.
That's a completely different thing.
Okay.
Yeah. No, this one is basically Sam Claflin is a very wealthy man, and that's it. No, he's a very wealthy guy who then gets into an accident and is paralyzed from the neck down.
Oh.
And then he's kind of like giving up on life and stuff like that. And then Emilia Clarke comes to be his new like helper. And then they fall in love through that because he's very like he used to be a guy who like did snowboarding and like did everything. So he's very kind of like. He doesn't like the life he's got now because he feels like he's been robbed of everything. And then, yeah, it's all kind of like dark and gloomy. And then Emilia Clarke comes into his life and brings that light.
Nice.
And so I think it's very, very wholesome and beautiful.
Okay, so I feel like this is even applicable for our Valentine's conversation. That if you have a partner you want to watch a movie with, maybe this is it's a great one to throw on.
I'm putting it in the ring because I think it's very, very good.
No, nice. I should get on that. I've heard good things. I
thought it was. I genuinely do think you would like it. Yeah, despite thinking it's the Harrison Ford Adelaide movie.
Yeah.
Or Adeline. I don't know. But go on.
Ford.
Forden.
I mean, Harry Potter 1 was re-released in cinema. That was a pretty cozy, fun date. Speaking of actually. Okay, Long Shot was not the final gasp of the romantic comedy because I did see. This might have been a first date. I don't know, but it was the movie Ticket to Paradise.
Ticket to Paradise.
George Clooney, Julia Roberts. They're at a wedding in the Bahamas, maybe.
I think this sounds like Grown Ups 2 Schloff, but in a way that works.
It was like it would have been 2022 maybe. Okay. But it was...
They're in paradise.
It was really fun. I mean, it's probably not a great movie. I'm sure we talked about this in the pod. There's a Nutty Clooney dance sequence where he does like a goofy dad dance type of thing.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's extremely cliche. They show up at this wedding. I think they're maybe divorced, and then I wonder if they're going to fall in love again and do a dance or whatever. But
if they're going to do a Clooney dad dance.
Yeah, if Clooney's going to smack it around a little bit.
At the wedding, just...
Clooney and the stanky leg in the background.
Clooney whapping in the corner.
Just every movie should have that. But that was a very enjoyable one. I've put here Challengers, sort of an unconventional date movie. But it was...
You think that's a good date movie?
Well, it was a good date. I mean, it was just sort of...
That is an uncomfortable watch.
I was with a guy and a girl, and we recreated the Challengers kiss.
And she made us kiss, and then she left. And
yeah. But the last one I'll say here, again, getting tough to Kino, and speaking of the classic movie vibes, the La La Land vibes, I saw The Young Girls of Rochefort in Getting Tough to Kino, which is this...
You've got some crazy, weird movies that you're throwing out here.
It's a 1960s French musical.
The girl does not talk to me anymore.
We parted ways amicably after that, but
we shook hands and walked the opposite ways on the street.
But it was a big... The guy Jacques Demy, his films were a huge inspiration for La La Land. Like La La Land is borderline, I'm not gonna say a ripoff, but I mean it's very the inspiration is very clearly there, and it's this extremely colorful, bright, cheerful, like one of the most joyous movies, and it just has such a classic feel to it, and I don't know.
And seeing that in the Get Tough to Kino,
and because I just saw it was playing, and I was like, I think I mentioned it to you because it's one of my favorite movies, and then I saw it playing Get Tough to Kino like a few months from when I saw it, and I was like, I kind of hope I'm like dating someone when this comes out because I would love taking a girl to see that movie in the cinema would be kind of cool. And then and also the girl I was dating was, she spoke French, which helped, and she was sort of I don't want to say like a classy kind of person, but she, someone who would appreciate that kind of thing. At the very least, she pretended to like it, so that's good.
She didn't hurt my feelings that much.
No, she seemed to like it as well, and it was
nice.
just a really nice experience. So yeah, but yeah, no, that was a very positive experience.
Nice.
And by the way, if any people who have been on dates with are listening to this, I just want to say they've all been lovely. This is more about the movies specifically, just to put out a disclaimer.
Maybe you're digging yourself quite a hole. So all the women who are listening, they were all delightful.
But these more so than the one.
But there's just one movie that was terrible. What was I cooking up with, Joker?
Well, no, because when I get to the bad ones, again, it's about the movie choice, not the dates themselves. I just want to say.
Sure. Please.
But do you have any positives or negative personal ones?
Again, I'm kind of struggling to remember which ones I went to see just for a date. I remember going to see the first Doctor Strange movie for a date.
Oh my god, yeah.
Which
back in the day.
way back in the day.
That's so funny.
Again, I think that was a nerve-wracking time.
Yeah.
But it was also it's one of those movies that I don't think it's fantastic. I don't think it's bad. I think it's just a lot's going on in that movie, which both I think can detract a little bit, but also add a little bit of a thing where I don't need to be as nervous. So I don't think the actual date itself didn't really get heightened or depleted from it, but it was a date movie.
It was one of the movies.
It's one of the movies of.
So, first of all, is this where your fraudulent love of Doctor Strange 1 comes from? That you
this is why I love Doctor Strange 1.
You have tied to this experience.
This is not really related. And I don't have a fraudulent love for Doctor Strange 1. I just have a very normal hatred for Doctor Strange 2.
Okay, we've covered this.
Which I saw was put in the thumbnail of the last pod.
That wasn't even. That was just a. I mean, we talked about it for an extended period.
I did put a comment in that's gotten me a lot of likes. Where I talked about being oppressed on the pod.
That tracks. Yeah.
But so I don't think that's really a good or bad date movie necessarily. It's just a movie to go see on a date. But the date itself delightful.
That was the first. Was that the first date movie you ever?
I think so.
Went on. Damn.
I think so.
Well, because it's funny, we did start, dating around the same time. As 14-year-olds, I'd never qualified as dating. But I went, for my first date ever, I saw fucking Finding Dory in the cinema.
Finding Dory.
And
I feel like that's a better date movie than Doctor Strange.
It's a cute Pixar movie. But then my second date movie was Fantastic Beasts 1.
Okay.
So,
well, that's
needless to say, we did not.
She
last.
came back for seconds.
That did not go anywhere. That relationship.
Muggles.
But Muggles. No, that's a throwback. I totally forgot about that. That's so funny.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, my worst here, and again, great dates, but just movie-wise, strange choices.
I don't know. You feel like you're reeling this one in.
Well, just objectively, if I tell people that I went with my girlfriend to see Morbius, I dragged my girlfriend to see Morbius. That's like not a
kicking and screaming, forced her to sit through that shit.
That's not a good look. Now, to be fair, honestly, a great date. It was very funny. And yeah, we as we did, we made fun of Morbius, throughout and afterwards. Yeah. But objectively, a bit of a stinker choice. And similarly, also went with her to see Doctor Strange 2.
So, and yet, which you said a stinker choice of Morbius, and then you said that.
But here's the interesting thing: Doctor Strange 2 on the first watch wasn't a big fan, and possibly because I saw it with my girlfriend at the time, who thought it was goofy. Then the second time I saw it with Yassine in 4D,
who thought it was even goofier.
No, he really liked it.
God,
and I think maybe that
makes him goofier. What the hell?
But yeah, Doctor Strange 2. I don't know. Just in hindsight. Well, because it gets worse, but then...
We're at the top of this shit list that's about to come.
Because then, later on, I took a girl to see Black Panther 2 in that same year, which is just... Because it's funny.
Back to back.
Yeah, that wasn't like a stat padding or something, but...
the very same month.
But it's just funny because I don't know, not to get too personal, but like I'm still friends with this girl. We're not dating anymore, but I'm still friends with her. And it's funny that she'll just bring up like, yeah, I wasn't like into Marvel movies or superhero movies, and you just took me to see like a 3-hour Black Panther movie. I'm like,
I'm not into cinema at all, and I felt generally disgusted after it.
And like, it's not, again, I'm not like, oh my god, we have to go see Black Panther 2, but I wanted to like...
Sure. What's the date idea? You don't have a choice, we're gonna go watch T'Challa.
Yeah. But there was, I think it's just also because I'm like, oh, what's playing in the cinema? I want to go see this anyway. Do you want to come with me? And it's all, it's all fine and good. But it's just funny because also I think we may have seen the movie Black Adam together, which again, she's not into superhero movies. And the worst one, this came up recently because I was telling her, I was like, oh yeah, I saw Avatar 3 or whatever. And we talked about how we went and saw Avatar 2.
I don't think that's a terrible
But she doesn't love movies or long movies or sci-fi movies or fantasy movies, James Cameron movies.
I mean, I think movies in general, she's just like me.
Yeah, she didn't want to be there regardless.
She was crying and screaming the whole time.
But just a weird. Again, it's because it was out. There wasn't anything like better to see.
I don't know.
There was no Ticket to Paradise.
I feel like you need to isolate the movies from the person you saw these with, because I feel like if you went to see this with the average moviegoer, I feel like they would like Avatar as a movie. So maybe she just doesn't like movies.
But I think here's my hot take on date movies. I think a 3.5-hour date movie is a bad idea, unless you're like deep in the relationship.
Most of the time, I'd agree. But I think for an event such as Avatar 2, I feel like I could see it working. Clearly it maybe didn't. But I feel like that is maybe
that's not why we broke up. Just to be clear.
Clearly this was the make or break. It just seems like no matter what movie, if it was slightly longer, it wouldn't have been the one because of the maybe her preferences.
I guess. But then also, like, I think about Black Panther 2, and that's also...
No, Black Panther 2 is a bad choice.
Because it's also... I mean, it's one of the more depressing MCU movies. It's mostly about, like, the death of T'Challa and Chadwick Boseman. Yeah. The mom dies. There's a lot of fucking funerals.
Namor's in it.
I mean, it's a long one. And it's not even one of the, like, better MCU movies.
No.
So, no, that was... and again, it was in close proximity to Black Adam.
So... Black Panther, Black Adam, and
Avatar 2.
And if she doesn't like going to the movies, why are you so insistent on this?
I don't know. I feel like also...
We're still friends.
I think, in my defense, I feel like she was in trying to be nice. She wasn't telling me like, oh, I don't really like love going to the movies.
Okay.
But yeah, in hindsight, I guess it's funny to laugh at. But we also, it's funny, we did end up seeing, not on a date, but like with a group of people, we saw the movie Spirited, the Will Ferrell, Ryan Reynolds Christmas musical comedy.
Oh,
and she actually really enjoyed that, and I fucking hated it.
She really enjoyed that one?
She did. Yeah. We're still friends.
We're still friends, okay.
I tolerate.
Who tolerates who now?
Yeah. Anyway, those are the more kind of the personal date movies. I feel like I've got myself in some vague trouble here with people who might listen to this. But anyway, we're all good.
We're all good. All great dates.
It's funny, actually, because on the last episode, I talked a little bit of shit about my good friend Lucas. And yeah, he just texted me some, like, I don't know, some vague threat or something. It's just like, it's on site or something along those lines. But then later on, he was like, actually, it was a pretty goated pod.
Actually, it's not on site. I'm just joking.
We're cool.
It's on site.
But with that in mind, unless you have any more that you can throw out there.
I don't think I do, just off the top of the dome.
I mean, you were scraping the Doctor Strange.
The Doctor Strange barrel. I think in general, I went to see Smile as well. As a date movie. And I think horror movies in general, as we touched upon, are just kind of good. Because you can be like, at least personally, I'm a big scaredy cat when it comes to jump scares. I don't think I find the movies themselves, like a lot of the movies that like scary that I think about them afterwards. But in the moment, like the jump scares and stuff, you're like, hit a little cuddle. Yeah. It's good.
Hit a little cuddle.
Hit a little cuddle when there's a jump scare.
I guess.
That's a good strat. You're like, oh no.
A consensual cuddle. Oh.
I feel like that was definitely implied.
I just wanted to make sure.
I cuddle the dude next to me who doesn't know me.
You cuddle the employee at the cinema.
Oh my god, I'm terrified.
Well, sort of, speaking of which, actually, I would say, just on the horror movies, that's a good sort of note. Horror movies. I think, it depends a bit on the horror movie, though. Because I think, jump scary, conjuring, smile type, I don't know, kind of mid-tier horror movies. I think those are good. If it's more like, either psychological, I feel like it's a bit fucked, or gore. I think, like, 28 Years Later 2 would be just with, like, the gore scenes, or, like, kind of a torture porn. Not that 28 Years Later is a torture porn, but, like, a torture porn horror movie, I feel like that's not
that's not what you want. But I feel like 28 Years Later 2 is not really that. Like, I don't think it's the best date movie. I think it's the best Woody movie. But as a date, I don't think it's fantastic. But I do agree, like, something like Saw, or like those are not. That's not good. Or exactly.
Unless you're that fucking old boy freak couple, who.
Yeah, then that's almost definitely the one.
Sadomasochism or whatever. But
God. Yeah,
anyway.
How is that? How do you watch that multiple times for dates? What's going on?
No, that's the weirdest part. Doing it once for a date, sure. You returned to.
Well, okay, I'm maybe putting words in their mouth, but they said we watched this on a date and then we watched it multiple times afterwards. So I'm like, at least once was a date, but you still watched it together multiple times.
Good movie, but
he also fully spoiled it for me in the very beginning. He did a mic drop. He goes, "Yo, is this the one that the guy has sex with his daughter in?" And then dropped the mic and just left the room. It's like, fucking, the hell is that?
Like literally drop, like he did like a.
No, I mean he was just like, he dropped that bomb and then he just left the room and didn't come back. It's like, bro's seen it way too many times.
So kind of just a douche moment. Why would you do that? A little bit. Well, speaking of horror movies, because there will be some here, I thought at the end here we could go through some upcoming 2020. We could do a little bit of a guide for the coming year if you are having romantical dates.
Exactly.
What would, in our opinion, be some good date movies, some bad date movies?
Yeah. For upcoming movies that we don't know yet, though.
Yeah, no, exactly. This is predictions. But just off the top of the dome, sort of a feeling. And it's interesting because I feel like there's various versions here of like, and we might disagree, but why some could be good, some could be bad.
Please.
Let's start with bad.
Okay.
Just throwing this out here. It's coming out, I think, either this week or next week. I think they might have a Valentine's release.
Ooh.
I'm going to say, don't go see the movie Crime 101 on a date.
It's a Crime 101.
The Ruffalo Hemsworth action thriller. Because I've seen this trailer multiple times in the cinema, and I was thinking maybe we should go see it because it's Hemsworth and Ruffalo.
But it does sound like a nutty combination.
It does look like the most just generic nothing movie. I'm like
the Gray Man-esque or what?
I'm like, Ruffalo Hemsworth, why are you?
This
is fucking The Rip Coded, where it's like, aren't you real actors? Why are you doing this movie?
Doing Crime 101.
Crime 101.
I will say though,
she will leave you if you take her to see Crime 101.
in a weird kind of like cuck way though. I feel like
where's this?
I just feel like ladies go crazy for Chris Hemsworth in a movie, so that might just get them excited seeing him.
I suppose. Are you not saying they go crazy for Ruffalo? Are you saying you would go crazy for a film?
I'm saying that there's a person for each of us to go crazy for.
You can
She can have I was going to call him the Heffalump. She can have Hemsworth, and I'll take Ruffalo. So I guess there you can
a mutual cuckening.
A mutual cuckening. Exactly.
So if that's what you're looking for on your date, a mutual cuckening. Crime 101.
They're like, oh, do you want to take this to the next level? Sorry, I'm thinking about Ruffalo. I really am occupied.
I'll see you later. Actually, yeah. She tries to like hold your hand or something. The fuck out of here.
Fuck out of here.
You're not Ruffalo.
You're not Ruffalo. The standard I need for all my women.
But in a similar vein, well, mainly not in a similar vein at all, but it's coming out, I think, this weekend. I mean, this is sort of the obvious one to talk about. Wuthering Heights.
Wuthering Heights.
Robbie Elordi, apparently very sensual, sexual, 50 Shades. Interesting if this is because I would say a 50 Shades type movie is not something I would go on a first date to. I think, having not seen it, but sort of from vague things that I've heard and also from the trailer and from her previous film Saltburn, which I would say would be a bad date movie. I
would very much agree.
I think it could, especially if you don't know if it's a first date, you don't know them super well.
Yeah.
I think it could be a bit uncomfortable.
Yeah, if you're sitting there and because I've heard that there's going to be some pretty explicit sex scenes in this, and if you're sitting there, like, obviously Jacob Elordi and Margot Robbie, beautiful, attractive people, but at the same time, no matter what, unless you've got some weird like kindred spirit connection, sitting there and just watching a intense sex scene for the first time that you're meeting, I think it is going to be like, that's not going to be the hand-holding moment.
Like in a romantic movie, The Notebook or something.
Yeah.
The sex scenes are, romantic, sweet, sort of that kind
of
thing.
More tasteful, if you will.
Yeah, and this seems also, because again, I'm thinking Saltburn. There's a shot in the trailer where someone's sticking their fingers in like a dead fish or some shit. And I'm like, there's gonna be some freaky shit in here, not just like sexy.
So maybe
sexual.
A Woody movie.
I imagine we're probably gonna see this. I feel like either you discover you match one another's freak.
True. I mean, this could be a full sended kind of moment.
Could be a litmus test, I guess, if you're both like really into it. Good. But I also think in general, you maybe want to know a person just slightly better.
Yeah.
Even if you end up eventually finding that you match one another's freak, maybe this is not like the introduction.
True, but at the same time, if it depends, I guess, where you are and what stage you are in life. Because if you want to just like, if you don't want to like tiptoe and like walk on eggshells for a bit to try and get to know the person's inner freak, you could just full send it with this. And if they're vibing with it,
as soon as the movie ends, go, What do you think?
So are we getting married or what?
So that like dead fish bit, was that like...
Are you as turned on as I am right now?
Yeah. Don't ask your first dates that, just for the record.
Unless it's the fish fingering bit.
I mean, that's pretty acceptable. That's
I feel like that's a very obvious question to ask.
Most people, yeah. We'll do a whole podcast breakdown of the fish fingering scene from Wuthering Heights. Second by
what
second
was
analysis.
Wuthering Heights cooking?
On a note of horror movies, I'm going to say... I put this in best. Could depend. I'm going to say Scream 7. Scream's pretty safe.
Yeah.
Because it's pretty bland horror, I would say, especially at this point in the franchise.
Yeah.
You, I believe, saw one of the new Halloween movies on a date one time.
Oh yes, that's true.
Feels like sort of that coded, just kind of normal ass horror movie.
How do you remember my dates for it?
I keep a detailed log.
He's done it again.
King.
like exactly. Sitting there, yes. Like I think something like the Scream or the Halloween movie is very, very easy to watch, and it's one of those where it's also like, oh, it's a bit scary. Let's get like huddle a bit closer, kind of thing. I think that'll be a fine date movie. I don't think it's going to be like the best, but I think that's a very good choice for it. It's a safe choice.
If they're not into the Scream franchise, that is a bit of a rough one. So I don't know.
That is also true, I guess.
I was going to say similarly, it's not, I don't know if it's a horror as much, but Ready or Not 2, kind of a horror comedy.
See, I think that's a very good one, because I think that's something both, at least if it's similar to the first one. I really like Ready or Not.
Yeah.
And I think that if they do a similar vein, there's some jump scares in it, there's some fun action, and I think it's also one of those where there's a lot to, on a more kind of like surface and chill level, talk about afterwards. Like, oh, can you believe this scene? Yeah. And it's so cool. Like,
would we survive the Ready or Not 2 situation? You can have that conversation.
Ooh, that's a good very good. Do you think you would have survived the Ready or Not 1 situation?
Yeah.
Me too.
I wouldn't.
A very hunt him down moment. But yeah, I think it's one that's like, again, easy to watch. There's some jump scares, there's some horror, there's some fun action, comedy and stuff like that, and then some good like talks to be had afterwards. So yeah, I'm putting that in S tier for upcoming movie dates.
That could be a banger. I'm gonna say in the F tier, movie you should not go on a date to.
Okay.
Are you familiar with The Drama?
The Drama.
From Christoph, some Icelandic name. He directed Dream Scenario with Nicolas Cage, but this is the Zendaya Robert Pattinson movie.
Okay.
Have you not seen the trailer for this?
I don't think I have.
Okay, it's funny because it's sort of pitched. It's one of those A24 movies where it's like weird and artsy, and it's like kind of like romantic comedies, Robert Pattinson and Zendaya, and then like the teaser is just like, and then shit gets fucked up, and in the trailer that just came out, there's sort of some reveal of the plot where they're getting married, Zendaya and Robert Pattinson, and they're with their friends, and they play some game of like, okay, like before you get married, you should tell like what's the worst thing you ever did, and
to the other person or just in general.
Yeah, well, just to the group. Okay. And they don't show what she says in the trailer, but Zendaya says something, and like it all sort of goes.
And Robert loses his fucking shit.
Well, it all it gets weird and surreal and sort of crazy, and it looks like one of those like anti-romance movies where it's like all about how much. Some kind of like weird surreal allegory for relationships being terrible and whatever. And
message of the movie: never date anyone again.
Well, and it also, because I watched his other film, Dream Scenario, this Nicolas Cage movie where, I don't know if you've heard of this, where Nicolas Cage starts like appearing in everyone's dreams, and he
as Nicolas Cage.
No, like the character he's playing, and it becomes sort of like this weird surreal. It's quite it's a really weird, funny movie.
Okay.
But it's also like fucked up and like just strange. Not one that I would like.
Not one. Yeah.
Maybe if you're again a huge cinephile.
That's what I'm saying. Like I think it does very much depend on the interests of the other person you're going on the date with. But I think in general you need something that is not incredibly convoluted and like mind bending for a first date.
And specifically, the drama looks like it's about like a relationship going insanely wrong. Like, so I don't know. I feel like that's not that's not the vibe you want.
that's not the precedence you want to set.
Yeah. On the good side, I'm gonna say slam dunk. Again, depending on who you're dating. But I feel like in general, and I'm speaking from, I don't know how to. Never mind.
You were speaking from. Go on.
Well, no, from my perspective. Dating straight women. Okay, no, I don't know why I'm stumbling over this. But
okay, just spit it out.
From my perspective of dating women, I don't know.
That is maybe the least convincing thing. Me as a straight man,
I don't know why
dating other straight women.
I was just gonna say. No, because now I've boxed it in, and anyone can love the movie Devil Wears Prada. In my experience, women who I've dated like Devil Wears Prada, so I'm sure they'll be interested in Devil Wears Prada too. I'm getting them all together. We're all making a screening. Every girl I've ever dated.
You do a little hello. Okay.
Anyway,
so Devil Wears Prada 2,
I think Devil Wears Prada 2...
with your extensive knowledge as a straight man,
yeah, never mind.
you think will be amazing.
Yeah, that'll be a good one.
Okay.
I'm gonna say this is a throwback to my first ever date, The Finding Dory, where like it's sort of cute, fun movie. I think the Moana live action movie.
Yeah,
you go on a date to that because also I mentioned this in a video or something, but I feel like there was a lot of people I knew, especially some of the women in our various friend groups and lives that were very excited for like the Lilo and Stitch movie when it came out, and sort of, or like Inside Out 2, like, oh, it's so cute and fun, that kind of thing. And I feel like the Moana movie,
it's gonna have that.
That's kind of like a fun, like, oh, it's cute, it's fun.
It's got hey, it's got the little pig, and then just some cool animations and stuff like that. Yeah. The live action is just based on the first one, right?
Yeah, it's just the same movie again.
Yeah, and then you can talk about, did you like the animated one more, the live action one more? There's a lot. It's a slam dunk. Come on now.
Again, depending on who you're dating, maybe if you're dating someone who would want to go see like the drama, for example, then they probably not interested in Moana. But then the average citizen.
Yeah, but then there's also a lot of people who, at least I found when talking to a bunch of different people, that even if you don't think they are super into cinema, they sneakily maybe have very strong opinions on the whole live actioning of things. So this could be what you believe to be a slam dunk, and you go up and you get denied by LeBron James, thinking that it's going to be good, and then suddenly, this is a cash grab because it's a live action movie.
Interesting. I would be... Just personally, I'd be very surprised if I found myself on the other side of that equation, where I was the one who's like, let's go see Moana, and they're like, the death of cinema is a serious problem. I don't know, I feel like, I don't think
you a sheep that just consumes data?
I don't think I've met, I don't know. I guess I don't date many like movie people, but most people who I guess I'm speaking from personal experience. Most people I've dated would be like, oh, I'm Moana. That'd probably be pretty fun.
Yeah, I mean, I think that would be the general thing, but I do just think that I've come across people that are saying that out of nowhere they have very, very strong takes on the live actioning of things.
Interesting.
So I think, because Moana and stuff, I think it's a good shout, but there is the caveat that maybe they hate the live actioning bit.
Okay, now that's a good note. That's good to remember.
Scrap that one off the date idea.
I'll check if I'm dating like a cynical nihilist before I go see that. But no, that's a good point. Yeah, I can't believe I've been painted as the beta consumer in this dynamic.
I mean, you're just saying what you think.
I'm just making. But yeah, okay, good point. I'm gonna say in the worst. I'm just gonna hate here for no reason, but I'm gonna say Mortal Kombat 2. I think if you take a date to see that, again, if they're a gamer, that's all great. Yeah. But also he or she may
never talk to you again.
How do I put this delicately? Because I watched the trailer because I kind of liked Mortal Kombat 1, even though it's like not good. But I thought it was sort of
fun, goofy time. But I
was just watching the trailer for Mortal Kombat 2, and I was like, I'm not gonna lie, I'll go see this, but I'm going to feel like a loser while I watch it. It just has that vibe. I don't know why.
Everyone who is planning this date now feels terrible about themselves. Again, but I agree with you.
We watch every fucking nerdy movie. For some reason, Mortal Kombat 2 just had the energy. I was like I kind of don't want people to know that I'm going to see this.
I don't want anyone to know I saw this in the cinema.
So maybe don't.
But I think we've also perfected going to the cinema with watching things, I guess, with a grain of salt in a way where, like, even if it's a bad movie, a lot of the time you can have a nutty experience with it. Whereas I feel like maybe the people, like, almost certainly the dates will not go to the cinema as much as us.
I think that's a safe bet. In our case, yes.
Yes, that's what I mean. Yeah. And I think we would be able to go and have a good time with that. Whereas I think they would see that and say, why the fuck did we go to... Yeah, first Black Panther 2 and now this. What's going on?
I bring her back. One more.
Quadruple.
Let me redeem it.
Yeah, let me redeem it with Mortal Kombat 2.
Carl Urban is Johnny Cage. We get married in the cinema.
Carl Urban is Johnny Cage.
I don't know. To be fair, though, it looks bad, but it also looks kind of fun. I don't know. It might be a Woody movie. I don't know.
Now you're kind of defending it.
I kind of
okay, but I know I talk shit, but I really want to see the Mortal Kombat.
It's kind of fire.
Carl Urban is what do you say? Johnny
Cage.
Okay.
Johnny Cash. Carl Urban is Freddie Mercury. I mean, I have a few here, sort of speeding around these a little bit because I feel like we've covered some of this ground. I don't know if Resident Evil is a good or bad. So I was thinking horror movie.
Yes.
And it will probably be good because it's Zach Kreger,
Yeah.
Weapons, and Barbarian. But then I was thinking Barbarian is a date movie. But yeah, but anyway, Resident Evil depends on sort of the vibe. Because I feel like Weapons would have been a pretty decent date movie.
I think so. I think so.
Sort of mystery, it's kind of scary.
Yeah.
Sort of funny.
Sort of, yeah, exactly. Resident Evil, I feel like it's got vibes of kind of like Last of Us, which if you then combine that with the style of...
I think Last of Us is probably a lot more somber and dramatic, wouldn't you say? I think isn't Resident Evil much more like sort of
Is it just kind of goofy stuff?
I don't know if it's goofy, but I think like Lucas is like a huge Resident Evil fan, and he's sort of
I'm not that deep a Resident Evil
I just think
fan.
Last of Us is like sort of like characters sad walking through the snow.
Okay, and you think
sad.
Resident Evil is a bit more just kind of like
I
generic?
Think not generic, but I think it'll be more in the like barbarian type of like sort of crazy shit going on.
I can see it being there's potential for a good one. Yeah.
Yeah. Again, suss out if they like horror movies. That would be like a good first step. Don't throw on Barbarian if they don't like horror movies.
God, that's not a good move.
I'm gonna say worst or don't go see this on a date. This is a controversial take. Some people probably think this is a great date movie, including probably you. But I'm gonna say the movie Scary Movie 6.
Ooh,
don't do it.
First of all, I don't like the insinuations that I'm the Scary Movie 6 mega fan.
Well, let's be fucking real here. Have you?
Fine, I love the scary movies. No, okay,
I like Scary Movie 1. It's fine.
I've only seen Scary Movie 3 to 5.
I don't like the input. Get the fuck out of here. I was being nice to you there.
What do you mean?
Why have you only seen Scary? You've only seen the like critically panned ones.
Exactly. So
and you enjoyed them, I see.
And I assume you rate that shit up. I enjoy moments of them. I think they're. I think I'm gonna agree with you because I think there are movies that are so stupid that I don't think they're actually that funny.
I think if you see a comedy in the cinema on a date, especially like again a first date, you want it to be a banger.
You want it to be a good comedy.
You don't want it to be like an awkwardly bad one.
It's because I'm almost certain it's going to be an awkwardly bad one.
Yeah, but like if you go see Anaconda on a first date, like that would be a poor time.
Scary Movie obviously leans into the fact that it's kind of shit.
There's more shit going on, I guess. Yeah.
And it leads into the fact that it's just kind of like it's completely dumb and like useless humor a lot of the time, very slapstick and stuff like that. Which I think
again, I guess you can suss out what their sense of humor is.
Yeah, but I feel like even at the best of times, at the best of times, Scary Movie 6 is not going to be a movie that makes you roll around laughing. Like I think it's one of those that's like a good movie to watch when you're kind of like drunk in the evening with your friends.
Yeah, there'll be an occasional Marlon Wayans or whoever puts their ear up to a glory hole and someone sticks a penis through his head. Banger.
Exactly. There's going to be an occasional moment where Charlie Sheen takes a bunch of Viagra pills, grows his penis huge, and falls off the balcony and dies.
Yeah, but it's not going to be consistent.
There's not going to be all of that.
And actually, in a similar vein, and this might be controversial, I'm going to say Jackass 5. Again, I think some people would say this is a banger date movie.
I don't know if this is controversial. I really do not like the Jackass movies.
Ooh, okay.
I just... for lack of a better word, I find them to be such jackasses, and not in a charming way. Not in the charming way that it's like put out there. I just find it to be kind of stupid. I find most of the people very annoying, and I like whenever they hit themselves, I'm like, okay, this is done for kind of like funny shock value. But then the reactions as well, I'm just like, oh, dude. Johnny Knoxville as well.
Not a fan.
Not a fan.
I mean,
get out of here.
I've only seen Jackass 3, and there were again sort of drunk with friends. Great watch situation.
Yeah,
there were times when I was laughing hysterically. There were other bits though. Also, this might just be me, but I don't want like a gross out thing, especially on a first date. And there's gross out stuff in Jackass.
Yeah, there's like the whole porta potty.
Yeah, well, I remember there was the sweat one. I don't even want to talk about because it was so fucking gross. But there was something about sweat, and I was like, yeah, no, I'm not trying to do all that.
I mean, I think we've approached these movies a lot of the time with like whether the date would like this movie or not.
Yeah.
I just know I wouldn't like this movie.
So she was like,
if she wants to go watch Jackass 5, maybe I would do it. But I think for me, the date would be quite bad because I think I don't fuck with the Jackass franchise. So I think that would be personally quite bad. And I haven't heard many women enjoy the Jackass franchise.
Yeah,
like that's another one.
Well, no, you're stereotyping a bit there. I don't support that.
My experience.
I'm
just saying, I don't think I've talked to a single girl in my life that's enjoyed the Jackass franchise.
Yeah.
So I'm just putting that out there.
Yeah. I mean, well, yeah. But who knows? Maybe
Maybe it's the best one.
Yeah, maybe you're not dating women. Who's to say?
Exactly.
But we definitely are. We're straight.
All right, we straight dudes open this pod with "Let's get it over with," implying we're gonna fuck on camera.
Also, I apologize for the Devil Wears Prada 2 bit. I don't know what I was just trying to say. Like, anyone can enjoy Devil Wears Prada.
And especially me, because I'm a straight man.
I don't know what else
loves women. It's another one of those where you say things that people didn't assume you weren't. Or
yeah. Well, I was just trying to.
And then you create questions through it.
I was just saying that. Why did I go back to
No, I'm just saying I love women.
No, I'm just saying Devil Wears Prada is a consistent favorite of most women I've met, but also maybe you're not dating women, also maybe you're a guy who likes Devil Wears Prada, that's all totally fine.
It's all fine, but just know that I like women.
That's all I was trying to say. I don't know. No, not that. If there's one thing you take away from this pod.
There's only one thing that you learned today's pod is that I love the female gender.
Anyway.
That's it for me.
We move on. I'm going to say as a best, and this is more of a personal one that I think would be fun, Remain, the new M. Night Shyamalan movie. Because I love watching a stupid movie and then afterwards, I mean, basically it's the premise of this fucking podcast, then, talking shit about it, having fun. I feel like M. Night movies, especially lately, prime for that.
Terrible movies, lots to talk about.
Watching, if I watched Trap on a date, I feel like that would have been a banging conversation afterwards.
Yeah.
So I feel like that should go in the best.
I can see that. It's one of those where, also because M. Night's famous for his attempted mystery things a lot of the time. So you can talk about both the mystery, but also just what goes on.
Yes, yeah. I'm going to throw in as a best Fokker-in-Law.
Dude.
A little cheeky comedy movie.
I love the Fokker series.
That could be fun.
That's great.
And I'm going to say, I don't know if this is coming on the cinema or on Netflix, but the new Narnia movie.
Okay.
Greta Gerwig, Narnia Adventure.
I think a lot of people have seen the original as well, so you can kind of draw comparisons.
And there can be a bit of nostalgia. And my last two on worst, I'm going to say the movie Digger with Tom Cruise. Not so sure about this one as a date movie.
Again, we don't really know what Digger's about.
Just the vibe I'm getting.
The vibe is maybe the least sexual thing I've ever seen.
Or maybe the most. But also, like, Iñárritu, Birdman, The Revenant, Amoris Paros, I would not call those, like, super sexy
those
fun
are not,
date movies.
yeah. I think both The Revenant and Birdman, some of the least, like, date-worthy movies of all time.
And, Cruise doing a crazy dance or something. I'm just gonna say again, maybe you're dating a cinephile. That's great, but in general, just on the average person, I'd say don't go to Digger.
I think it's one of those that can either completely ruin the mood or fully set it.
And I'm gonna say last year, mostly because I recently saw there was some set photo or something of this.
Ooh.
I'm gonna say Ebenezer. Don't be going to see that. Did you see Depp?
Full stop.
See Depp looking washed as hell.
I did
Ebenezer?
not see Depp looking washed as hell.
I just saw that and I was like, I'm not taking a girl to see this.
Are you gonna go see it either?
I'll go see it by myself, like a real man.
Like a real man who loves women. But I did not see. I mean, this is what we talked about. Ebenezer, is that really the role you want to come back to Hollywood with?
Yeah.
Fuck me, Deb.
Come on, Deb.
This is not it.
So those are some best and worst date movies across the cinema spectrum, across our lives.
Multiple spectrums.
Coming out next year or this year. Good stuff.
Good stuff.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Hope you're having a romantic time.
We now move on to the most romantic segment.
The Timecodes.
This is from eonline.com, e-news.
Okay.
61 fascinating facts about Tom Cruise.
Okay. He's in the movie Digger.
On the set of Francis Ford Coppola's The Outsiders, featuring a veritable who's who of 80s era heartthrobs, Prankster Cruise, his full legal name, I assume,
Prankster Cruise.
scrawled Helter Skelter on co-star Diane Lane's mirror and put honey on her toilet seat.
What the fuck?
So first of all,
what's going on here?
I have not seen the movie The Outsiders, so I don't know if Helter Skelter is a reference to it.
Or that's like Cruise having like a genuine breakdown.
I'm in the honey on the toilet seat. I guess that's a prank to like, so you
that like a
stick to the...
Is that a Winnie the Pooh reference?
Maybe. Yeah, I don't get this helter-skelter thing on her mirror. This sounds like threatening. I'm sure it was all fun and good.
This sounds like one of those, like she goes, it's like helter-skelter. What's going on?
But if someone scrawled helter-skelter, also I love to use the word scrawled here like a fucking madman. Helter-skelter.
Huge. They lathered honey everywhere. It's
very strange, but I guess it was fine and good probably. I haven't heard of this before, so if it was not cool, I guess I would have heard about
Unless is it... We don't want to get into it. Is this a Scientology thing?
I do not know,
Helter-skelter.
and I refuse to get into it. And also, I would think this was pre-Scientology, but I also
when was this?
86.
Oh, 86. Oh my God.
Or 80-something.
He was early with the honey pranks.
I don't know.
Ahead of his time.
Anyway, yeah, interesting cruise fact. I guess him and Diane Lane maybe are best buds. Maybe we'll look more into it. I don't know, but an interesting one for sure.
Okay.
Curious about that.
Very
anyway,
strange. I did not... I feel weirdly icky about Cruise.
I don't love that.
Putting honey all over people's toilet seats.
Yeah, if he did that to me, I'd not be happy about it.
Because I'm a straight man.
Yeah, I guess I don't know. I guess we can. Yeah, I assume. How close do you have to be to someone to put honey on there? If you put honey on my toilet seat, I would still be like, what's wrong with why would you do that?
It's one of those where I feel like you want need to be a bit close with the person, but it's also like, what do you do? Because it's not like. If I sit down on honey,
what's the end game?
Yeah, I'm just like, if you lathered honey all over my toilet seat, and I sat down, I'd be more like, what?
Ew.
I'd be slightly grossed out and weirded out by it.
Yeah, and it'd just be like kind of an inconvenience.
It'd be an inconvenience.
Just go shower your ass for a little bit.
Go shower your ass a little bit.
Sticking just the butt in the shower.
Throw my ass in a circle in the shower.
Do you think
that's what
Cruise just twerks in the shower sometimes?
I feel like Cruise only sits on the toilet when it's lathered in honey.
Yeah, he thought this is the thing everyone does.
Do you think Cruise just twerks in the shower sometimes?
I was gonna say something
the
about
digger
getting it bubbly or something, but I don't know.
Yeah, but that'd be crazy for me to say. I was gonna say something about getting it bubbly. Truly awful.
Anyway, I'm sure I'm sure him and Diane Lane are cool, or maybe who knows. What a prank. Anyway, that's the Tom Cnews. And that's the pod.
Oh God, getting it bubbly. What a way to end.
What a note to end on. Hope you enjoyed this podcast and hope you have a lovely Valentine's if you celebrate tomorrow. Mm-hmm. You have a girlfriend, so you will be. I am single, so I'll be crying in the shower.
Making it bubbly.
Maybe twerking a little. Anyway.
Is that what people do?
Yeah,
when they're single on Valentine's? Shirt and pants still on, just pulled down a little bit. Just
kind of sounds like a good time. A good use of free will.
Kind of sounds like a good time. The most diabolically sad thing I've ever heard. No, that sounds real fun and nice.
Anyway, hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, drop a like, subscribe, hit the bell button, leave a comment down below. What do you think are some of the best or worst date movies in history or coming up this year? Which ones should be avoided at all costs?
Yes.
Like Ebenezer. Date or not.
I know. Everything you talk about Ebenezer is very much like just avoid this movie in general. Yeah, complete boycott.
Seems like they're bad vibes. You can find me on YouTube, BHL Hudson. You can also find the podcast on Apple Podcasts and Spotify if you're on YouTube. And if you're on either of those, please leave a 5-star rating, a nice review. And we're also on YouTube. Please subscribe there. We have video and studio and stuff. It's very nice. You can find me on YouTube, BHL Hudson, Instagram, BHL_Hudson, my second channel, BHL2, Letterboxd Real BHL Hudson. You can email the pod at bhlhudsonvids@gmail.com.
Ooh, nice. You can find me on YouTube at FTK Space Gaming. You can find me on Instagram at Fidalgard and on Letterboxd at FTK_Thwilms.
Thank you very much for listening, and we will see you next time.
Twerk in the shower.